Hello world, welcome back to Actors Anonymous. Today I will be discussing the thing that got us into this business in the first place, and that is movies. Not just like all movies, just a selection of some of the movies that I think that y'all should watch this year. One has already actually been released, but you probably haven't heard of it. And a few that are coming out still. I'm trying to stick with movies that you haven't heard of because obviously everyone and their mother's gonna go see The Hunger Games. So no point in discussing it today, kids. The first one I'd like to talk about is called Hector and the Search for Happiness, which is already sounding a lot like The Secret Life of Walter Mitty, just in the sense they're trying to be super clever. But I actually think that they're kind of achieving that goal. This film stars Simon Pegg, somebody who could have easily just like gone downhill after Hot Fuzz and that collection, but I'm actually starting to really respect his place in this industry because he is reaching for more emotionally deep roles while still being inherently hilarious. That could be his quirky British face, and also that adorable little accent, but otherwise really strong performance so far in the trailer. It also stars Rosamund Pike, who's in Gone Girl, a movie we will also not be discussing today because everyone will also be seeing that one. A couple things that I'd like to discuss regarding this film. Number one, bucket hats should be illegal. Number two, Christopher Plummer is wearing a beanie and a hoodie in this trailer. I've named him Von Trapster because he's like a Von Trapp hipster. Well, you guys just think about that for a few minutes. In addition, Jean Reno, one of my absolute favorite actors, is in this, allegedly. I just saw his name and like a little bit of his eye. Honestly, that name alone could get me to go see almost anything. And I'm really excited about a surprise performance by Toni Collette, somebody that you might not know of necessarily as a household name, but you should, because that is a crime if you don't. See Hector in the Search for Happiness. You might have to find it because it allegedly came out already, but I'm pretty sure that the Regal down the street didn't have it, so you're gonna have to look for it, but it'll be worth it. The next film I'd like to talk about comes out on my birthday. It's called The Judge. It stars all of the Roberts, Robert Duvall and Robert Downey Jr. The trailer starts out and you can hear Robert Duvall's voice, which I'm assuming is like what rich mahogany would sound like, hand-tooled leather. That's Robert Duvall's voice. Robert Downey Jr., first time we see him in this trailer, he's hiding in a corner. He's got some daddy issues, no doubt. But it's like Robert Downey Jr. from the 90s. He's having some kind of crisis, but he's as handsome as he is now. It's the perfect Robert Downey Jr. performance that you want to see. It's hard to remember that he actually has made a name for himself from this outrageously difficult comeback that he managed to pull off. He was essentially a wreck, and he's now turned that into a really deep pool of character history that he can tap into, and it looks like this might be one of those performances where he manages to do just that. Also, I'm struggling with the fact that I really need to accept that Billy Bob Thornton is actually a good actor. His name, on the other hand, is like some terrible joke. Oh, gotta go on down to the general store, talk to that old Billy Bob. The man's got some chops. And if it wasn't for the fact that Fargo was such an amazing performance on his part, you almost might forget about it. In this film, he looks just as awesome. In addition, Vera Farmiga, they slapped a tattoo on her arm and called it a day. Not 100% sure that's gonna work. Vera, you're way too classy. We can see right through your disguise. But I appreciate the effort and I look forward to checking out your performances coming October 10th. Fury, coming October 17th. I am not so sure about this film. This stars Brad Pitt. I would tell you who the supporting actors are, but it doesn't really matter because it's starring Brad Pitt, so you know it's just gonna be a big Brad vehicle. Preliminary thoughts? Looks like an Inglourious Basterds prequel. Not really sure how I feel about the fact that he's not letting go of that accent. In Inglourious Basterds, I was like, okay, yeah, he had his throat slit, totally. I get it. But then 12 Years a Slave happened, and I realized, wow, he's having a hard time letting this one go. And now Fury's come out, and lo and behold, Brad Pitt is still a badass general in World War II. It's like he's stuck. Is it film Groundhog Day? I can't really tell. In addition, Shia LaBeouf in a porn stash and an army helmet does not a hero make. So take heed, Hollywood. Let it go. The only thing that I really find intriguing about Fury at this moment is Brad Pitt's haircut in the poster. I'm thinking, I'm thinking that's my next haircut, guys. So anyway, October 17th, check it out if you want. I know I probably will. And no matter what, I'll enjoy it because it's a movie. The next film that I'd like to talk about is St. Vincent, a Bill Murray film because everyone needs to see every Bill Murray ever. This is not a suggestion, this is an absolute must. Also, fun little thought, Naomi Watts is surprisingly Russian, and I'm not 100% sure how much of a handle she has on that accent, but we're gonna find out, aren't we? Melissa McCarthy and Chris O'Dowd. How much do you need to know? This is a movie that you should probably check out. It's essentially the about a boy that you wanted to see before the Hugh Grant accident. I'm not completely sure that that little boy is gonna be the next Nicholas Hoult, but time will tell. Otherwise, it looks like it could be really funny, and Bill Murray is at the top of his game as usual. He doesn't really have a game. It's just all one amazing performance in his life. So anyway, look into that. That comes out October 24th. The other movie I'd like to talk about today is Imitation Game, starring Benedict Cumberbatch. It's a period film, so naturally it's also going to be starring Keira Knightley. I think that's the only thing she does. Imitation Game is talking about Alan Turing, who's the guy who cracked the code against those Nazis. Essentially, it's kind of one of those movies that you think that you have to watch out of obligation, but it does actually look like it could be a good one. A very strong performance from Benedict Cumberbatch. I'm absolutely excited to see him not a dragon. The only thing is Benedict Cumberbatch has a line in the trailer which is, "These men will only slow me down," and that is the only fear I have for that movie, being Benedict's co-stars like Matthew Good from Leap Year? If you don't know who I'm talking about, IMDb him. Not 100% sure he's gonna be up to snuff for the old boy. And that comes out November 21st, so give it a look-see. Looks like it could be a good one. It's probably going to be in the Oscar race, so you should probably check it out while it's still in the theaters so you can tell all your friends that you were cool and you saw it before it was cool. The last movie I want to talk about today is Interstellar. This is a huge blockbuster, so why am I talking about it? Because it's Interstellar. Christopher Nolan, Syncope, Michael Caine, Matthew McConaughey fresh off the Oscar train. If you're not checking that out, I don't know what you're doing here. It's going to be one of those films where it's just going to be good for everyone. The ladies are going to be checking out Matthew or Michael. And the guys are going to be checking out all those cool space scenes, all those cool spaceships, and possibly Anne Hathaway. Though without eye makeup, I'm not 100% sure how they're going to feel about her in those orbs. Otherwise, it looks like it's going to be amazing. All I know is that Christopher Nolan pretty much can't do wrong in my book. Also in this film, Topher Grace, That 70s Show. Didn't know he was still around, but I'm happy he is. Casey Affleck, who in my opinion is just like, and if you're not seeing a movie for Casey Affleck, then enough said. And Jessica Chastain, who is pretty much nominated for everything she's been in so far. Has she won? I don't think she's won. We're gonna find out how these all do. Interstellar comes out November 7th, not that I have to tell you that because you've already marked it in your calendars, haven't you? Anyway, that's all I have today. And just a little chat-seized about my movies that I'm super excited about. If you have any other movies that you want me to talk about, pretty much just anything, just a sign that you're out there, please send me one. My Twitter handle is @Marlene, or you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. Pretty sure I have 1 subscriber, so that's pretty exciting. It's good stuff, good stuff. Anywho, I will see you guys soon. Have a nice weekend.